Hello, so this video will be going through the 2020 paper. So before I start, I actually want to say that the 2020 year is a special year whereby we have COVID-19 and it is the first time that students go to have home-based learning. So actually the difficulty standard, we lower it by quite a lot. So please do not use the 2020 paper as a reference on how difficult the 2021 paper will be. 2020 paper is still good because it covers all the basic content, and this means that if you have issues solving this question and after you watch this video you are still having problems, you would really need to see us. Okay, otherwise you are like going into an exam knowing that you do not know something, and then you are setting up yourself to trouble. Okay, so let's begin. In this video I will be also covering how to say this, topic related content. So for example, although this is a simple recall question, but like I said, the 2020 paper is an easy paper, so we are really testing students whether they read the book and memorize the facts. But in 2021, most likely we'll be asking you, for example, to convert units. So maybe I will just give you a crash course on how to convert units, especially when it involves prefixes. So if you have forgotten what is prefixes, these are prefixes. So for example, things that you are familiar with, km, actually this k is a prefix. For example, if you have milligram, this mini is also a prefix. For example, milliseconds, nanoseconds, microseconds, all these are called prefixes. So prefixes are basically used to give you a sensing on how big and small the object is. So for example, if I ask you, hey, can you run 1 kilometer, you will know that, wow, 1 kilometer very long man. But if I tell you like, hey, can you move like 1 mm, you would, just by the letter mm, you would know that, oh, it's just a little bit of things. Okay, so chances are you face questions like, can you convert like pmm to km? So there is actually a method to do it. I have explained it during class, but now that you are going for exam, why not I give you a shortcut. So why do I use p? Because it is like a placeholder. So placeholder meaning that it can hold values like 4, 4.2, 3, 3.5, that kind of thing. So I'll just give a random value here. So the way to do that is that first you must be able to tell me the mini stands for what. So here you can see that mini stands for 10 to the power of 3, right? So this thing over here, to the power of, this is the critical part that you need to memorize. Okay, later I will show you how and why. So kilo is another prefix, is 10 to the power of 3. So this is how it is called, 10 to the power of 3 or 10 cube. So how do you convert? Very easy. You just take p multiply by 10. Okay, then what you do is that you use the O power. So I write down the equation first, minus the new power. So here you will have p equals to 10 times minus 3, because this is the O power, minus the new power, which is 3. And by pressing the calculator, you will basically able to get something like that. And this is already in km, the one that you want. Okay, as simple as that. I give you another illustration. What if I want to get let's say 5.6, this time round maybe I want a kilogram, and I want to convert it into a nanogram. Wow, very cheap. So how to do? First, identify what is kilo. Kilo is 10 to the power of 3. So this one you need to memorize, no shortcut. Nano, 10 to the power of minus 9, right? Use the formula 5.6 times 10. This is the template. Then the O power is 3 minus the new power, minus 9. So once you do that, you can just key this entire chunk into the calculator. For me, I do not have a calculator. So I would know that this thing would eventually give me something like this. Okay, I do it in mental calculation, but for you, you can just key into the calculator and you will get nanogram. And that's it, you're done. Then you may ask me, teacher, then I saw some in my assessment book, right? It is, let's say 6.2 gram, and then goes to maybe I want milligram. Then you will ask me, teacher, this one no prefix. if I have no prefix, then how? Oh, no prefix, very simple. 10 to the power of 0. Okay, no prefix is just 10 to the power of 0. With prefix, go and read it. Apply the same thing. 6.2 times 10. Right, then old power minus new power. So if you press into your calculator, you will get something like this. Done. Okay, so this is how you do unit conversion. Of course, there is other unit conversion, like you need to know, for example, kilometer per hour, you want to convert it into meter per second, or the other way around. Go and revise how to do it. Okay, we have covered that in your homework. Or they may give you density, like they give you kg per cm cube, and you must convert it to and forth, like gram per meter cube, something like that. Or this is kilogram per meter cube, and this one is gram per cm cube. Okay, so that would be part A. For part B, if you look at your chapter 1, there are this thing called base unit, and there are this thing called SI unit. Unfortunately, these are things that you need to memorize, because that is like, I decided that the English should consist of 22 letters, A, B, C, D, E, F, G. Those are the letters that allow us to form words and meaningful composition. So for physics, we have this thing called base unit. Basically, these are the parameters that scientists believe form the universe. Okay, so anything can be broken down into the base unit. It is like our ABC. So there's no way I can explain to you why is it A, B, and C and not CBA, right? So this one you need to memorize. Okay. Okay, for your question 2A, I think I have already covered that in the crash course. These two equipment, I told you all to Google image it, right? This is basically your spring balance and your electronic balance. So for electronic balance, it is used to measure mass. That's why the unit is gram. The other one is spring balance, which is used to measure Newton. So once you know that, then you can answer these two questions. So that will be your question 2A. Okay, for part B, what you need to know is that when you are going from planet to another planet, the mass will not change. Okay, they will be the same, because even if you go from Earth to Moon, you are not going to lose a limb, or you are not going to like lose an eyeball, right? The number of matter in your body is the same. So in physics we use the word body to describe objects. It's a more technical way of saying objects. So mass doesn't change unless you slice off something off the object. Okay, now what you have here, this term, I think I have covered that in the crash course. Basically is your G. Okay, it's your G. This thing is your G. Another name for this is actually gravitational acceleration, which we have talked about it. Okay, and because of the word acceleration, it is in meter per second, but both of them share the same letter, G. So for on Earth, we say that G is 10, on the Moon is 1.6. So if you want to find the respective weight on the different planet, you just substitute the G differently. The mass will be the same. Okay, so at this point, if you still have if you have questions, ask me. Okay, do not wait until after exam. Then I don't know why. Okay, just WhatsApp me. Okay, for question 3, we have not reached here, so we are not going to cover forces this time. You should rejoice, because forces are one of the killer questions. Okay, this is your density question. It is just tedious. Okay, it is just tedious, and you need to be very, very, very careful. So for me, when it comes to questions with so many numbers, I like to put all the data on my diagram. So what I do is that I will use my highlighter and highlight only the values. So for example, here I see that, there's 84 grams of silver. I would want to put this near to my diagram, so that one look at the diagram, I can tell it helps me to solve questions. Then I will go and highlight, 10.5, I already got it here. 13 grams of gold, it is not shown in the diagram, so I better go and put. Okay, for some of you, if you find that you are quite weak in your physics, you can even put the alphabet. Okay, this will help you find numbers. Let's say you have a certain equation and you have problem solving it. Okay, by writing the alphabet there, the parameter there, it helps you. Okay, then the last one will be this density over here, which is also given. So now they are saying that they are just going to mash the silver and the gold together, and the mass and volume will not change. So they are asking you to find the density of this mashed up silver and gold mixture. So of course in real life we will never do that. We usually do not mix two precious metal together. Normally we would put like 80% gold and then 80% copper, and then we mix a bit of gold inside, maybe to fake it. Okay, so this is a scenario that hardly happen. So what you need to know is of course the density formula. I always tell my student it is easy to remember this formula because of me. Why? Because Danny loves you. Okay, if you don't know, my name is Danny. So why is it Danny love? Because the arrow, you will be left with mass over volume. Okay, so once you know that density is equals to volume, you can rearrange the formula and you will get this and you will get this. So later on you are supposed to find the density of the alloy, right? To find the density of the alloy, you basically would need the total mass and the total volume of this mashed up alloy. Alloy simply means two metal mash them together. So the mass of silver is actually given, and the volume of the gold is also given. So meaning that you just need to find mass of gold and volume of silver. So to find mass of gold, you can refer to this formula, density times volume. So this is density times volume. So once you add these two up, you will get the mass over here in gram. Do the same thing for volume of silver, the green color one, volume of silver. So volume of silver you can find from here, mass over density. So this is what I am doing. This is my mass and then my volume. So you sum it up and you will get something cm cube. And so to find the density of alloy, you just take the total mass divided by the total volume, and you should get an answer. Remember to leave your answer in 2SF. Yeah.